Hey there, ghosts and ghouls! Warlock Boo here. Today on Let's Talk, we're going to be doing a bit of a different type of webcomic. We'll be going to do a one-panel webcomic. Usually I avoid these for this, but for today, I figured I'll do one. The reason I avoid one-panel comics is it's a little harder to categorize and judge a whole comic, because one panel may be funny, but then the next one may not be, or it may not be that good. So it's really hard for me to judge a whole comic that doesn't have a storyline or anything else when it can change from one page to the next. But today we're doing one that stays pretty consistent and I can relate to. Today we will be looking at the webcomic Fowl Language by Brian Gordon. Now, Fowl Language is about a family of ducks. Not like the type that live in a pond. No, these are more Donald Duck. They're ducks that happen to live in normal society where everyone's ducks. It's about the father, his wife, and 2 kids. And it is done as a comedy. It's actually the guy's life and things he's experienced, but done up in a webcomic style. But the thing is, he doesn't have to exaggerate anything. He doesn't have to add extra jokes. He just has to draw these what happens with little things, because if you have kids, you know this comic. I can relate to this comic so much, because if you have kids, you know how weird and crazy they get. You know how stupid they can be sometimes, or how dumb you realize you were as a kid. You realize these kids are little mini versions of you, and you as a kid was an asshole. So this comic is great to me. On top of that, his family dynamic is a lot like mine. He has 2 children. I have 2 children. My oldest is a boy. His oldest is a boy. His youngest is a daughter. My youngest is my daughter. So, I mean, it's very relatable to me. And as a parent, I'm sitting there laughing at the comics going, I know that. I know that. And then I cry slowly to myself, realizing, I know that. My kids are sometimes asses. But that's the thing. This comic is a very relatable comic. But it does have a smaller niche. Because there are a lot of parents. A lot of parents will understand this. But I know a lot of my viewers aren't parents. So you may not find it as funny. But those of you with kids or younger siblings, they find this dead hilarious. I hope you do. I think it's a hilarious comic. The jokes hit on home every time for me. And I annoy a lot of people I work with by going, hey, look at this one. It's hilarious. And they don't get it. But I do, and that's what's important. Now, how's the drawing? The drawing's pretty good. Looks a lot more like a Sunday morning cartoon you'd see in a newspaper, just like the Sunday morning comic strips. It reminds me a lot of that. First, his drawing was a little rough in his first few, but he's gotten better over time. And his characters have changed just a little. For instance, his main character has gained weight. His children have gotten older, just as it should be. And I kind of like that. He doesn't keep them at a set age where you start running out of jokes. No, he ages them and they slowly progress. There is a form of progression. And this guy's comic, like I said, is hilarious. It plays off that. It plays off how they were as babies. It plays off when they're toddlers, as they get older, then as they fight, at just different things. And a lot of time it plays off how idiotic he can be himself, how just a normal person he is, basically. But when you see it sometimes through someone else's eyes, you can go and laugh at it. And that's what this is. Now, do I suggest this? Yes, I do suggest this quite well. The art is very good. It's very reminiscent of a Sunday morning comic strip you'd see in the paper. Jokes are hilarious, and they can do a lot more than a Sunday morning comic in the newspaper would do. He can do some stupider jokes. He can use foul language. Full pun intended on that one. I was hoping I could use that during this review. But yeah, it is a good comic. I fully suggest it in so many ways. There aren't a lot of downsides to it, other than, it's a single issue comic strip. You can find it. He has some books of it printed out. You can buy actual copies of books. He has toys of his characters and pins. And yeah, he really does not promote anything through his comic. I mean, other than his daughter has a toy of him that's what you can buy in his shop, there's nothing really he promotes from his actual store that what he sells about the comic through the comic. A lot of comics do promote it. They promote, oh, you can buy this here or there. He doesn't. And I really do respect him for that. This comic is not bad for younger viewers either. It, like I said, it does have some adult jokes and some bad language, but you would easily see it. You would easily just go, no, they can't look at that one. Oh, yeah, they can look at that one. And it's pretty good. It's a good comic. It would make a nice little cartoon, I think. I think it would be a funny cartoon. And, yeah, that's pretty much it about the comic. This isn't as long on a review as usual, but it's my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. I suggest this. I'm going to give this comic a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that hurts it is it's got no straight story. And a lot of comics I do, so I just really wanted to talk about this one because it was one of my favorites. But what did you think? Do you think it's a dumb comic, a dumb concept for a comic, or just stupid and I'm stupid for liking it? If so, down below you can leave me insults all you want. I want to hear them. Because hate mail means people are viewing me, so I need that in my life. Or, if you like it, hit that like button, and think of subscribing to me. I do these a lot, and at least every Sunday. So, I'll have a lot of different webcomics I'll go through. Sometimes cartoons, sometimes animations. So, yeah, I want to hear from you. But until then, this has been Warlock Boo, and I hope to be spoken y'all later. Bye.